Hello everyone, welcome to Tech Sharmit. In our previous session, we discussed about the basic things regarding medical coding, where we discussed what is medical coding, and also we saw a few of the flowchart that we use to understand the concept of medical coding process, right? Along with this, we have also encountered the things related to roles and responsibility that comes during the process of medical coding. So these are the stuff that we have already covered in our previous sessions. Now, in this session, what we are going to discuss, we are going to discuss about the importance of medical coding. So this is the very important question. Why medical coding is important? Because we know what is medical coding, we know the process. Now we have some basic understanding of it, right? But there is one question in everyone's mind that why we are learning it or why we are implementing it throughout the healthcare industries. So this question should be answered. So in order to answer all the information regarding this question, I have noted down a couple of points here. We will discuss each and every in detail. Okay. So let's see one by one. So these are some importance, or you can say these are the some reasons for which we are implementing the medical coding in our healthcare industries. So let's discuss from first point, which is uniformity and standardization. What does it means? You can read this line first and then I will explain you with some examples. So here it is written, medical coding ensures uniformity and standardization in the documentation of medical services and procedures. So if we talk about the things when we are not implementing the medical coding, then there is nothing uniform, right? Everyone is taking their own documentation, everyone is creating their own documentation and sharing the knowledge, right? But in this case, if we are using proper medical coding, then we have some standards that we have already utilized in order to perform the coding, right? And now we have some standard and uniform information which is same for everyone. Okay, so that's why it is very important to implement the medical coding. Further, it is written here, medical it provides a common language that healthcare professional, insurance companies and regulatory bodies can use to communicate and understand healthcare information. Okay, so this is very important point. Like now we have common language for all the healthcare professional, for the insurance companies, they can interact with each other on the basis of that information, right? Otherwise, if we are not using this, then we are not on the same page, right? Everyone is creating their own documentation and trying to interact with others, but that will create some conflict. But with medical coding, we have some common standards, we have some common language on the basis of which we can proceed with the communication in order to deliver the best services to the healthcare industries. Okay, so this is the one point. Second and very important point is billing and reimbursement. Whenever we are learning about medical coding, one more term that we always encounter is billing, medical billing. Now, what is medical billing? Medical billing is something which we use in order to process the claim and reimbursement. So here it is written, accurate medical coding is essential for billing and reimbursement processes. Because without coding, we are not supposed to perform the reimbursement process. Because medical coder are the only one who provides all the information regarding the codings, and that information or that codes are being processed by biller in order to perform reimbursement. So that's why medical coding is very important. It allows healthcare provider to submit claims for service rendered to patient. So whatever the service you have rendered to patient, it will provide you all the information regarding the claims. Insurance companies use these codes to determine the amount of reimbursement the healthcare provider is entitled to for a particular service or procedure. So it will help us to identify the amount of reimbursement. Okay, so that's the reason, another reason why medical coding is important. Third point is data analytics and research. Medical codes play a crucial role in healthcare data analysis and research. Aggregated and anonymized coded data can be used to identify the healthcare trends, track disease outbreak, and conduct epidemiological studies This information is valuable for public health organization, researchers, and policy makers. As we are creating data on the basis of some medical documents, so we are generating data day by day, right? And that data can be used, and it is being used in order to identify the healthcare trends, track disease outbreak, and also it is used used by the public health organizations, researchers, and policymaker. Let's say there is one policy which we are going which government has is planning to implement, then they can check these data, these codes and all, because we are preparing the content, medical coders are preparing the data, so that data is getting looked before creating any kind of policy. So that's why it is also useful for data analysis and research. Next point is regulatory compliance. Now, what is regulatory compliance? Accurate medical coding help healthcare providers comply with regulations and standards set by the government bodies. So it will help us to comply with the regulation and standard set provided by government bodies, and such bodies are the centers of Medicare, Medicaid services in the United States. Okay, so this is the one of the important point. Then we have clinical documentation improvement. What is clinical documentation improvement? Proper coding encourages accurate and detailed clinical documentation, which is the best part of coding, you can say, because we are providing proper knowledge, proper coding we are performing in order to provide best detailed clinical documentation. Physicians and other healthcare professionals are now motivated to provide thorough and precise documentation of patient encounters, diagnosis, and treatment to support appropriate coding and billing. Now, everyone who is associated with this medical department is trying their best in order to provide the best information so that those information can be used in order to perform coding and billing. Okay, so we can say yes, with medical coding, the documentation process is highly improved, because now everyone is following the standard thing, everyone is following the common language, everyone is using everyone is contributing to that documentation process, and that documentation is further used in order to provide proper treatment, you can say. It will also help in research field, and all the things have been covered with the help of medical coding. So that's why the medical coding is important. Then we have patient care and coordination. Medical coding facilitates communication among healthcare professionals involved in the patient's care. It ensures that relevant information is accurately documented in patient's medical record, allowing for effective coordination among different healthcare providers and specialists. So with this, as we are maintaining the patient data, so it is helping us to provide proper and accurate information, and we are storing it as per the patient requirement. So we are generating record here also, and that then this coordination, with the help of these information, we are providing a proper coordination among the different healthcare providers and specialists. Okay, so this is also one of the reason for which we are utilizing the medical coding process with healthcare industries. Okay, fine. Let's see the other points. Fraud and abuse prevention. This is very important point, because with coding, we have coding helps in detecting and preventing the healthcare fraud and abuse. Let's say if we are not using coding, then patient don't have any information, much information, like why he is charged that much, or why his claim was processed in any particular way, right? But now if we have proper documentation, we have proper codes and everything is there, so he can directly query on it, so there is very less chance of fraudulent. Okay, so here it is mentioned, accurate coding ensures that service billing align with the actual services provided, reducing the risk of fraudulent claims. Because now these coding ensures that yes, whatever the services you have taken from the department, you are charged only for that part. You are billed only for that portion, not for the other things. So that's why it is also useful for preventing fraud and abuse. And at last, there is one last point, which is health information management. As we are maintaining data, so medical coding is an integral part of health information management, contributing to the organization, storage, and retrieval of the patient data. Coding information supports the creation of comprehensive and accurate health record. Again, this is also related to the documentation, because every point or every aspect is something related to the documentation, because with medical coding we are providing document that is used further in order to perform claims. Okay, so yeah, these are the some points which I wanted to share with you, and this, I hope this these points helps you to identify the answer for this question, why medical coding is important. So yeah, that's all for this session. I hope it is clear to all of you. In the next session, we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmat.